All right, welcome everyone to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Today, our guest's name is Jeremy. From what I can gather, Jeremy, you're kind of a new-ish atheist.
Uh, Relatively. I mean, I was raised Southern Baptist.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and started deconverting in college. But that was
You
like,
know, I hear that a lot.
yeah, it's amazing. Like after you get out of that protective bubble of influence and you start thinking for yourself, you realize the world's not as small as you were told it was.
Right. And just so you guys know, Jeremy is using a computer that does not have a camera, and he could not find his camera, so he's going to go with his
Yeah, I
Facebook and
apologize
Twitch
for that.
logo. So I do have his Facebook linked in the description box below if you want to send him a message of support or whatever, something like that. And yeah, but basically, Jeremy, as you know, what we do here is we chat with folks about how they found their way free from their previous belief systems. So you letting us know already that you were an ex-Southern Baptist, which is pretty hardcore, if you ask me. Why don't you kind of just take us on that journey, and we just might, interrupt you from time to time.
Where do you want me to start?
I usually ask like, what's your flavor? So you said Southern Baptist, like, is there anything of the Southern Baptist ilk that would be different for people who, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's special about them that other people may not know?
Oh gosh. I mean, when I was real young, I grew up in like a very small Southern Baptist church. Like, we were singing out of hymn books type of small church. Yeah, and it's like,
Old school.
it's the hymn books with like 580 different hymns, but you somehow only sing like the same 8.
The same 8 too, in the same order.
Yeah, it's like there's 52 weeks in a year. We could probably get through this hymn book in about 2 years.
Maybe there's some new stuff we like, huh?
But yeah, like that's how conservative Southern Baptist initially it was. Growing up, going into like middle high school, my family started going to like a larger church and being super involved in all kinds of church activities. Yeah, youth group.
Youth group.
Sunday night service. I mean, when you're going to church like 3 or 4 times a week, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Did you sleep there or what?
Hey, we did have a few lock-ins,
Oh, wow.
Hey, lock-ins used to be fun, though. You get to bring your sleeping bag. All your friends are there. Watch Prince of Egypt.
Exactly. The coat of many colors.
Yeah, I know the vibes.
It was so bad to the point where I actually used to want to be a pastor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
were you ever like a youth pastor or anything, or?
That's actually what I wanted to do. I had an uncle who was a youth pastor. I was very good friends with the youth pastors that I had at my church in high school, to the point where I interned with them a couple of different years back to back. And I ended up going to seminary for about a year after I graduated college.
Oh, wow.
But in college, I studied social work and got a minor degree in world religions. And that's kind of where the deconstruction started. You're like, you start seeing the similarities that your religion has to all these other ones. And you're like, well, I disbelieve this one because it sounds kind of silly, but it kind of sounds like this one here.
Yeah. It's like kind of a common thing that we hear from time to time, is how people say, well, the other religions are just silly, and then they eventually come to a point where they say, shit, you know what I believe is fucking silly too. So
it's like, how ridiculous, raised from the dead. That's crazy. Mine resurrected. Duh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Egyptians claim the same thing about their gods.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, to quote Dawkins, you're already an atheist to 990 other gods. What's one more?
Yeah.
So that was kind of the point, a struggle that I had for years. I mean, it wasn't like I woke up one day and was like, "Oh, this is all pretty silly to believe in this." Throughout all of college and then going into seminary,
So
it
what,
was
what were
almost learn about it.
right? What were some of the things that first started you to have doubts or questions?
Like in the Bible itself or the religion.
Just things that you kind of, whether they be from the Bible or the religion itself, just things that made you go, "Wait a minute, how can this be?" Or like, and then that sort of like started a domino effect kind of thing.
Um, well, a big thing for me, kind of like a pivotal life moment, if you will. One of the youth pastors I was very close to, that I worked with, he actually got chased out of the church. Mary was abducted and
It was
sorry,
abducted and impregnated by aliens.
the comment popped up, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I might do that from time to time.
But I was very close with this youth pastor, and his whole thing was he was actually bringing in, from the perspective of someone in the church, he was doing great things. He was bringing in kids who had never been into church before, and our youth group was the biggest it had ever been.
How many people you think?
We were regularly having like 50 to 60
Oh
middle and
yeah,
high
that's
school
huge.
students. Yeah. And
Wow.
before he came in, it was like 15, 20.
Right, like that's good.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing good things from the church
Yeah.
perspective. And there was one family that was upset that he was bringing in kids that didn't grow up in the church, and they were going to be bad influence for his kids.
Oh
Yeah,
my,
we
Angie.
don't want you witnessing to kids not from this religion. I mean, they might come in here.
Yeah, they might start to believe it. Heaven forbid we bring people to heaven.
You brought those unwashed Lutherans in this church,
right? And so he stooped to the point of threatening the youth pastor and his wife, and it just continued on for so long that
Wow.
they ended up threatening to leave the church this family was a well-to-do, very big donor for the church.
right?
So eventually the youth pastor was forced to step down, and they ended up moving somewhere else. So that was kind of an eye-opening instance. Like, wow, you can, if you just donate whatever you want to the church, you can do whatever you want. You get away with it. It doesn't matter what you claim to believe or even what the pastor says.
Why would that matter? It's small money at the end. I mean, some people are deeply rooted in the spirit, and they have tremulations about. Yeah, that's the politics of it, and I love like when I get to argue with people on TikTok. While it rest in peace.
On TikTok.
Hey,
but they
apparently Trump's trying to save it.
Of course he is.
I thought he was trying to get rid of it.
No,
he can't make up his mind
because he's a
going to get in
12-year-old. He
office.
can't find anything to do.
And exactly. He's going to get in office. Apparently, he's going to give it a 90-day stay until I guess they make a final decision. I don't.
Yeah, so that his fucking girlfriend can buy it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's messed up.
They cheating, dog. Well, they cheating.
There's a lot of shit underneath it. I mean, most of the governors and shit have meta stock, so that should say something. Right
what do you know?
That's why they can spy on us.
Right, like Zuckerberg's not already.
Okay. Yeah, exactly what he said.
Yeah, Zuckerberg's already leaking our shit to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can talk about something casually with your friends, and you're gonna see it pop up on Facebook like 6 hours later.
If you have a phone, they're gonna find out anything they want about you. So.
Oh yep. Very convenient listening devices.
Indeed. All right.
So yeah, that whole incident was kind of like a catalyst, I would say.
Okay. So when this guy, the pastor or whatever, youth pastor you were talking about, when they left, did you opt to offer yourself as the next one? Like, were you thinking maybe you might do that?
So at that time, I was just like the intern. I just kind of
Okay.
had worked with him for the year. There were
See what it's
some,
about.
yeah, to see if it was something I wanted to do as a career. But I was still in college at the time, so I wasn't really able to dedicate actually taking over. But moving through college from that point, it was an eye-opening experience. And it got me thinking about,
You were homeschooled, weren't you?
I actually was homeschooled. Yes,
Okay.
So you went from
So I
homeschool to college?
I did.
Oh,
Oh, it was crazy.
It's like a big slap in the face is what that is.
I went from a classroom of me and my 3 siblings to like 30 kids.
wow. What was the biggest shock to your system? Aside from like the number of people, you know what I mean? But like, what was the big, like, what the hell?
Oh man. I mean, I feel like the size of the class was really the biggest shock to me. Was like, oh wow, there's so many people in here. Like, aside from that though,
Got stuck people watching instead of listening to your lecture.
yeah, it's like, oh, what are they doing over there? Biggest shock. I mean, I would say growing up, homeschooled, everybody that I was around growing up, we pretty much all believe the same way. The
Mhm.
group think, you surround yourself with people that think the same way.
Yep.
So being exposed to different ideas, people that believed entirely different things or not at all, was kind of a little bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, I bet.
And I mean, to backtrack just a little bit, in high school, I was involved in an organization you may have heard of before, Child Evangelism Fellowship.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I worked with them for a number of years through high school and part of college. So it wasn't like I wasn't used to being around people that didn't believe the same. It was more in the context of being around those people actually trying to convert them.
Right.
So that's kind of what my approach was my freshman year of college. I was like, I'm going to just convert everybody.
How did that go?
I'm going to save them all. I got 0 conversions.
Lofty ambition.
It was pretty bad. Like thinking back on some of those times, I cringe inwardly at some of the things I said or did.
I have no idea what Mikey's doing right now, but
Okay, I broke my headphones. I dropped them. So I'm using the backup headphones. I was attempting to fix these headphones. I dropped the fucking power switch and it evaporated before it hit the ground. Like I didn't even hear it hit the ground.
oh, that's what I hit here. Heard hit the floor.
Can you mail it to me? Because I can't put it back together unless I put the power button back in there, or else I won't be able to turn it on. Damn it.
No way, man. Finders keepers.
It'd be even funnier if you just held one up.
Maybe it's in my pocket.
Hey,
I dropped it in my pocket. Anyway.
William Mad Jack Candelaria. Hi, how you doing, man? Welcome. Okay. So now that so you're in college now.
Yeah.
Was there particular things like courses that you took or that went against what you were previously taught, like anything like that?
Oh, well, for interesting context, again, I grew up Southern Baptist, and I ended up my sophomore year going to a Catholic university.
Oh,
that's not right.
It wasn't.
That's
it wasn't
not right.
I was very not Catholic.
Yeah, they do not believe the same thing.
They do not. But I was like, I want to learn more about this because I mean, I was minoring in world religions, so I was like, what better way to learn about it than to just go to a college where they don't believe the same thing?
Such a pure, naive thought.
They can't be biased, right? It's
Sure.
Catholics.
They're by
But-
the book, you know. They're just by the book. So
Were you concerned at all that studying world religions might change your point of view?
ooh, what if they make you read the Quran?
I mean, I did read the Quran actually.
Oh, it's a horrible book.
And you
but
burst
anyway.
into flames.
Yep. That's why I'm here. I'm disembodied.
Yeah, that's right.
You can only get his voice on the stream because his body was burned to a crisp by the Amaterasu from
I'm too
divine.
horrifying to look at now. That's what it is.
Oh no! Come on, we all know why we can't see it. It's because you don't have a camera, but that's fine.
I'm just a crouton of a man.
Crouton. Oh, jeez.
I'm so burnt from the divine flames.
All my flesh is
But-
gone. I am now just Jack Skellington.
I look like
Yes.
Deadpool mixed with Swamp Thing.
And a
I'm-
pastor.
I have a Deadpool minifig somewhere.
There's a smell.
We don't want to hear about your smells, Mikey. All right, Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say I don't smell anything. It's just you.
Smell-o-vision. Ooh, that stinks.
Oh,
4D.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, no thanks, man. Unless it's like a bakery.
No, they have 4D movies at the aquarium where I live here. So
Oh.
you could, but all they do
So
is
you can smell
spray
the
you with
fish?
water. That's all they do is fucking spray
Just-
you with little
Just
mists
eel
of water.
slime on the audience. Just
Yeah.
The Baptist. would love
Octopus
that.
ink.
Yeah, just squirting you all the worst fluids in the ocean. Is here. 4D experience, you brat. Fucking $13.99. Thank you.
Damn poor kids. Oh.
Just
I
spray
got
them with
ink.
ink and get them out of here.
That's
What's
messed
that
up.
Nemo thing? You made me ink.
Yeah, the little octopus kid.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Have you seen Elmo?
I inked once. Have we seen what?
You seen Elmo? I mean Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
He could never get his name right. Look, Nemor.
Nemo. Oh, shit.
Or Marlin.
All right, we'll stop distracting you. Just carry on with the story here.
I was gonna say we keep just delving into
Welcome to the show.
comedy.
Yeah,
d- I mean, religion is kind of a comedy of itself, you know.
No, it is. Comedy of errors, if you ask me.
What was the last point I was on? I was in college.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I
We're going to
gone to
convert
this
people and
Catholic,
all that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I went
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
you went to the
Catholic
Catholic one.
University. And while I was there, it was almost laughable, some of the things I came across, like in studying Catholicism. Birth control seems like a pretty reasonable thing that we could all agree on is a useful tool to have.
I think so.
In the Catholic faith, nope. No condoms, no birth control, nothing like that. Nope.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You just continue to have as many kids as possible. And I just remember being like, this is kind of weird.
The Catholics believe in fire at will. Like, just whatever happens, happens. Not so much.
And then, aside from like just weird nitpicky things that I could probably list for hours, when it came to like evaluating my own religion on a more critical thinking level,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things in the Bible. Like I don't know what y'all's background is religiously, but if you're raised Christian, you think you're raised to believe that the entire Bible is 100% true, 100% infallible. Nothing in it can be wrong.
Sure.
But
You plant
I have-
before the sun.
you can make a laundry list of things in the Bible that are blatantly untrue.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I have one right here. No.
I was going to say, do you? Because I have one on my
well,
computer.
somewhere I do. I've got a lot of them around here.
Was that the one that you gonna share with us? Was that like your first one where you're just like, wait a minute, like hold on a second? What was your
So-
first like? Hold on a second.
I don't remember what the very first one was,
Okay.
but one of the first ones was looking at the ark in the story of the flood and being like, there's no way this thing was actually big enough to hold two
Nope, not even close.
What? Sure
of
it
every
did.
animal. And then 7 of the clean ones. Like, there's literally no way this would have been possible.
Nope.
Um,
What about all the fish that would have died with the mixing of fresh and salt water?
is that too? And then
How about the
for
Chinese that didn't know that there was a global flood and they just kept having a civilization?
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the Mayans.
They just forgot that they were apocalypsed and they just kept kept writing things down, proving that they were alive.
Like they were just blissfully unaware that they
Damn
were
them.
underwater for about 3
They
months.
just walked around breathing. They just had little straws that went up to the surface.
And for
very
that much
convenient.
water to evaporate in that short of a time frame, the atmosphere would have had to have been superheated to the point anything that survived
Yep.
wouldn't. It just wouldn't be here. So that was like one of the first big deals. I mean,
Never mind where the water came from.
yeah, like they claim it had never rained before too. So we
What?
don't know.
How'd
We
the
don't know
plant-
how many years. Yeah. It had never rained before.
So
before
then
the
I'm
the-
flood.
calling bullshit.
So the lakes were just filled Oh well, I guess if you Neil, if you think about it in
Yeah, I
kind of
know,
like
Neil.
if you think about it in a Roblox kind of way,
The water just
or a
comes from
Minecraft,
underground.
Roblox.
there wasn't a lake there, and then I made a lake. Therefore, I didn't have to fill it with rainwater because I just made it plus water. You know what I mean? It came with water. I clicked on pool, and then I stretched the boundaries. I
That's
guess
how it works.
I never thought about like the whole creation story being totally consistent when you treat it like Minecraft.
Exactly. Or the 2 creation accounts.
Right. In
Yeah.
the same book.
Yeah,
Yeah, back-to-back chapters.
Back
1 and
to
2.
back.
it's utterly ridiculous. But
Um,
Dave says, what if they shrank all the animals down with what technology and put them in a suspended animation with what technology? And maybe the Bible just left that part out.
The shrink
Hey,
ray.
Yeah, I mean, it
super.
could have. It could have. I mean, the whole book of Genesis was just verbal tradition for thousands of years before it was written down.
Yeah,
So
oral traditions, yeah.
it's like playing the game of telephone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Little subtle changes here and there, like leaving out entire technologies. I see it. It could be possible.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying they could have wrote down how
gonna
they got
say
the
no.
the animal shrinking machine. Like that would have been nice for them to write that
That would
down.
have been so much more helpful than the list of rules and laws that we got, you know?
Here, build this device and it'll capture all the methane from the butts of these creatures. You're gonna need this.
Yeah, because you'll be dead within the first 24 hours.
Please do not have any torches on the lower decks. You will trigger a Death Star like
open flames.
detonation.
Make
No
sure you
open
scoop
flames.
out all their pins daily.
Yeah, like
Disease
how
is
do
a
you
bad
even do that?
thing.
Like how would you even get the poop out?
Or
So-
where
Where
would you
did we
store
put
the
the
food to feed
termites?
all of them?
Oh, shit.
The termites
We got
are
more
in a
than
metal
2
box.
termites on this boat.
And the mice, I think one of the mice got out.
I think both the mice got out, and now we've got 50 mice.
Right. And then they would just eat
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Thank God we brought the locusts. Like what? Like who brings these people? Who
We could
brings
eat the
these
locusts. They're an infinite food supply.
It's a food
That's right.
glitch. Infinite food glitch.
There you go. And not only the termites, what about paper wasps? They chew up wood to
Oh.
make nests.
Or what about like stupid ass butterflies that would just fly off the fucking ark and then be like trapped in the water, but like, oh no, I'm dead. Like some animals you just can't keep.
They're
I
just
mean,
food
at the
for
time
the
they
fish.
were. At the time, yeah, what fish? They would have all died because of the mix of the waters. But-
Exactly.
well, maybe there would be some brackish species, but
A bull
That's about
shark.
it.
All bull sharks were fine.
That's
during
that's
flood.
the only
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
left in
it's
the
bull
ocean.
shark,
Is
all
just
right.
bull sharks.
It's bull sharks as far as the eye can see. Ugh. Bull sharks are nasty, dude. They've been
Oh, I know.
spotted up. They've been spotted up in like Minnesota. Like they're dirty dogs. I love
Oh
them.
yeah, they get everywhere. If there's a river, they will swim up it.
They need
Oh,
to
yeah.
stay out of the Mississippi.
That's
That's
their
my
favorite
river,
place.
damn it. I wouldn't swim in it though, to be honest.
Can't kill fat catfish. No, that's true too.
I was about to say the catfish are probably waiting there like, please come from the ocean, my salty friend. I will introduce you to the bayou. Got catfish the size of taxi cabs.
That sounds
Pigeon monster pizza.
horrifying.
And they're old. Like they're like 50, 60 years old, and they just sit at the bottom and wait to get hungry.
Tons of mice is here.
Hi, Tons.
Great
What-
grandpa.
And that's how you came to be here.
I have on good authority that those mice took over that boat. And the story that we got is not the full story. Okay, that's what the mice have led us to believe. They did many things on that when they were sailing. Whew. Oh boy.
Maybe Disney will make a movie one day.
Forget being deceived by the snake. It was the mice.
Mice of the Caribbean. Y'all ain't see the movie?
Mice of the Caribbean.
They made a sequel with Johnny Depp.
Who does he play?
Oh my.
Himself?
Yes. Yeah, it's just he's in his regular like clothes. Like not. And Orlando Bloom dressed as Legolas.
Dressed as Legolas. Oh my goodness.
So like how was college as far as like going to classes and stuff with all of these heathens who are going to taunt and taint you into the worst ways of the world? Were you afraid of everyone, or did they kind of seem pretty cool?
That,
The
God's not dead
thing.
six, the mice.
Mice behind.
To get to your question, everyone in the classes seemed pretty cool. I tried debating with some of the people I had classes with, trying
Oh,
to convert them. Oh yeah, and it's very, very cringy to think back on, some of the arguments I made. The good old tried and true. Well, the Bible says the fool has said there is no God. That's going to make my case for me.
Yeah. I'm one of those fools.
I am now too, apparently. So, I think they added a word to that. The fool says there is a God, but maybe that's too extreme.
Well, I don't know. You look at some of those maggots today and that are highly religious, and you might say that.
Oh yeah, but in general, the people I went to classes with were pretty great. One of my really good friends from college actually was not religious at all, and was very understanding that I was very religious at the time, and was still my friend, surprisingly.
Well,
Poor,
you're
poor thing.
entitled to
Come
believe
here.
whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
Touch
Let
that
me
little
help.
thing. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, okay?
Don't worry, you won't believe this much longer. Wait, did I say that part out loud?
None of this will
Damn
matter in
inside
5
my head
years.
voice. Inside my head voice.
The inside voice became the outside voice.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot, and I get in trouble.
He
wow.
said crookedly.
It's like, wait, did I think that or say it?
Yeah, wait a minute. What?
When I get sleepy, it is hard to tell.
At that point, both voices are going at the same time.
Yes. I found the
I've
button, by
actually-
the way. It was in the dog bed.
Oh, there you go. Damn dog bed, always stealing
Are you-
your stuff.
I gave up and I screwed it all back together, so now I have to unscrew it.
Quit unscrewing around, will you?
I don't even know how to stop that.
You put the screwdriver down.
I think I keep screwing around. Is what he's saying. I don't know. I'm not supposed to do the op. Damn it. But they were not mean to you, even though they were
No.
atheists.
Right, which was very surprising from my bubble, small world view.
So what were you taught about atheists? Like, did anyone ever talk to you about that sort of thing while you were still a believer?
When I was still a believer, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I had an uncle who was a youth pastor, but really it was more like, if you're an atheist, you're deceived, or you're being willfully ignorant of the existence of God. Like,
Yeah,
there's
no
no
Just
way.
want to sin.
Yeah, like you just want to do bad things. Like you don't have a moral code. You don't have a moral compass. Everything's broken. You don't have a conscience. Like you just want to do whatever you want.
Well, I do have a lot of broken shit around here, so that might be partially true.
Yeah, that's facts.
Is there a compass in there too?
Shattered compass
No.
on the floor.
That's
A
what
pair of
started it.
headphones that are broken.
Oh, we got to talk about the flat Earth in the after party.
Oh,
I don't
do?
think we ever talked about the Antarctica thing, and it's hilarious.
Oh, I know it's fucking.
I mean, I was going to say the Bible says the Earth is flat, so
It's got 4 corners too, apparently.
Oh, I was
Yep.
going to ask this. How old did you think the Earth was?
Oh, when I was religious, I was like, like if we take all the ages of the people that are listed in Genesis and we add them all up, we go to what we know from then to now, it's like 6,000 to 8,000 years.
Yeah, you couldn't even narrow it down because I
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
10,000 sometimes. I hear 8,000, 6,000.
Well, and
Like,
a funny thing
make up
is,
your mind, Sybil.
like, in the Christian community, also the carbon-14 dating method for determining the age of fossils and other objects
Yeah,
is so wrong. Like, you can manipulate the data, and you can't trust it. But then,
actually, you can't. But
but
the thing is carbon-14 is not what they use to date fossils.
right,
It'd be decaying.
and it would be based on a presumption that it's decaying at a constant rate, which is affected by weather, temperature, all kinds of things.
Right. Sure.
But it's interesting because in the Christian community, the dating methods used for the Dead Sea Scrolls, for example, or like any of their other old texts, is the same thing that they use for fossils and determining any other.
You can use carbon dating for that. You can use 14 for that.
But it's interesting that they're like, oh, we trust it.
Years. Yeah.
We trust it for our religious
for
text.
their ultimate end. Yeah, of course.
But oh no, if we use it for anything else, it's wrong. It's wrong. The hypocrisy was not lost on me when I was learning about these things.
Weren't they trying to use that for like that Shroud of Turpin or whatever it was? Like they found some like
the Shroud of
Turin.
There you go. And they're like trying to like, well, it's this age. It's like, how'd you know that? Jesus has always been the way. It's like, no, dog, how did you date that, man?
It came with a sticker of authenticity. Signed by the Pope. I mean, what?
The Pope at the time, and then the chain of custody throughout all the other popes. Can't fool me. This temple's been here since this time. We dated it back to how you do that, huh? Nothing.
Well, you see, there was this footprint that was left outside.
Right. A watchmaker's like, don't you dare gish gallop on me. You answer my questions. But it's whenever it's convenient, they can think the thing. I mean, I guess thinking the Earth is super, super young in the grand scheme of things isn't going to like directly harm somebody. But I mean, that's embarrassing for somebody to unlearn, in a public setting because you told them you were telling them shit that you didn't, you know what I mean? Like you just set them up to fail now.
It's like, how do you know it's that young? Well, the Bible tells me so.
Right. But that's oppression of the Christians. Laughing at them for getting science wrong.
I mean, the church has a long history of suppressing science.
Yeah. And then what the period right before that, the only purveyors of science, like through the Jesuits. So it's like, yes, we love science. Just kidding. Got you all in a trap. Got you. Thank you.
Science is of the devil.
This was our ruse to capture the scientists once and for all.
We
But I
lumped
think a
them
lot of
all
our
together with the
telescopes-
witches.
A lot of our telescopes and stuff like that, and early science was funded through the Jesuits.
Mm-hmm. Little known fact.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Sorry about that. I was just distracted by a text from my sister. So
No worries,
Oh,
mate.
you're good.
yeah, it's my mom's 80th birthday coming up. So we're having a big party
Woo!
for her tomorrow,
Ooh.
and then we're going to go out for dinner on Wednesday, which is her actual birthday. So she
No
just wanted to let me know
strippers.
where we're going. No, she wouldn't want them anyway.
Not since
Yeah,
the
no.
last time.
It's
Fire
weird.
department got involved.
It's like I learned my lesson that last time. I didn't like it.
Never got the deposit back. Yeah.
They never even showed up. I don't know what happened.
I don't even. Yeah, no, mom wouldn't be into that sort of thing anyways. So she goes, I can't even get out of my chair. What do I need with a stripper?
They come to you. That's the point.
Yeah, you get a lap dance, mom. I really don't want to be there for that, but
That would be incredibly uncomfortable, I'm sure.
awkward.
How you get back at your sister?
Yeah, I'm going
You
outside.
make your
to
sister
smoke a
what?
joint.
Yeah. So here, can you take mom in that room real quick? And bye-bye.
Yeah, no. Oh, Maya's mom turns 80 this year too. Yeah, she's my mom's gonna be January 22nd. She'll officially turn 80. 80 years old. Wow. There was a time when we thought that she may not get there because of multiple reasons, but yeah, she made it to 80. So her sister flew out from Nova Scotia to be here. So
Literally the opposite side of Canada.
yep. Well, technically, they were in Toronto at her boyfriend's place, or now her husband. Sorry, they did get married over the summer. So they flew in from Toronto. So, there you go. And boy, are their arms tired. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So there's a big to do, and I get to MC the whole thing. Yay, me! But they
You
like
should
it when
get
I
it-
do it because
you
apparently
should
I'm
get
I
a
can
pretty
hear
good.
the
t-shirt.
excitement.
You got to get the t-shirt with the tuxedo on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's funny. I used to have a T-shirt that said, "These are my church clothes." It was
I
just a
remember
black
that.
t-shirt.
That's
I remember that
great.
shirt.
They were in Toronto. And so, well, that's where he lives. Well, that's where one of his places. He's got a summer home there or some shit. Yeah, the Leafs suck. Yeah, whatever. We just beat them too, actually, 3-0. So there you go.
I put the power button on backwards.
Oh, good. So every time you want to turn it on, you turn it off.
It won't slide over to turn on because I got it in there flipped, so it has nowhere to slide to. So I got to take it apart for the.
Let's
You're
just
just
save
having
it
all
for
kinds of
later.
problems
I'm
tonight.
just gonna punt it out the window, and however it lands is how I'm gonna use it from now on. 1920s Graham Bell
Just gonna
phone.
lie on the ground with it and listen in. And,
It'd just be in two parts. Like, operator, bring me number 9.
yeah.
Have to hold both parts.
One part's just filled with dirt.
Just dirt.
Yeah. I'm so old. My phone number is 4.
Right. Give me number 10 Downing Street. Need to talk to the Prime Minister. Like your phone number was your address? That's crazy.
That
Was
would
it? What? Really?
What?
Right, because you could just say, "Give me the Johnson residence" or whatever. You know, like they just knew you, like your house.
Because so few
Because like
people
7,
had
yeah, there
phones.
was like 13 people with the phone. So it's just knew
Oh
who it
yeah.
was.
I
that
guess you
makes
just tell
sense,
them
yeah.
who it is. Yeah. that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like if you could just be like, "I like to talk to John," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Which one?
No.
There are 27 Johns in this area.
John
Right.
number 4.
Of the Kentucky Johns.
It's like Kentucky Johns. Yeah. It's like when I say I'm from Canada. Do you know the Andersons? Oh yeah, I know the. What the fuck? Canada's huge. What do you mean? Do I know the Andersons?
My British
No,
friends
the
were saying that
Andersons. I'm surprised you don't know them.
they're very popular. My British friends were saying the same thing, and then like I'm like, hey man, sometimes that shit be working. Like you don't know, miraculous things happen, and then like 4 people went around the circle saying, yeah. And somebody was like, hey, you got a friend in Kent? Yeah. Is it Jerry? Yeah, Jerry's like, holy shit. And then they actually knew somebody. I was like, see, you just don't know. This world's pretty small at the end of the day. So
Oh yeah, I know Jerry.
you might know the Andersons, and that might be the exact Andersons.
Oh, I have a friend named Chris Anderson, if that counts. So
That was him. That's what I was talking about. Holy shit, it works.
Oh man.
That's it. We're done. See you later, guys.
Neil's a ghost. Neil
We've
was a
proven
ghost the whole
earth-
time.
The earth is small. That is what we've proven here.
And a ball.
Not
No, but
flat.
Not
I showed them this earlier before the show started, but they did make a Lego minifigure out of me. So there you go. There it is. The boogeyman right there. I'm the one that hides in your closet. He's even reading a little book with a story about himself in it.
It's a bedtime story.
That is great.
He's helping he's reformed.
Yeah.
Helping the kids go to sleep.
He's trying to
got the
convert
new-
children.
Convert children to sleep.
Come to
I'm with it.
boogeymanism. Yeah, I got the 3 boxes that I ordered of the new minifigure sets, or like the new Series 27 or whatever it is, came because I had to get it because there's a lot of cool ones in there. Because I collect the ones with the little minifigures that are in the dinosaur outfits. So I got like the T-Rex one, I got the Triceratops one, and now they have this one, pterodactyl version. So there you go.
I was about to say, dude, is that the vulture?
And this apparently this
From
is
Spider-Man.
the big one that everybody
Birdman.
wants,
Birdman.
which
yeah.
is the wolf pack leader guy. This is the one that everybody
Oh,
that's
that's
wants.
actually
John-
really cool.
That's Jon Snow.
Yeah, there you go. So but that's pretty cool. A little wolf
And
figure.
Ghost. Yeah.
There you go.
That was a good show.
Does it glow
And
in the dark?
Of course, I had to have the steampunk guy because I like steampunk stuff. So there you go.
Do they glow in the dark?
No.
Oh,
Send
that's
them back.
disappointing.
Send
Yep.
them back.
Send them
Get a
back, he
refund.
says.
Yeah. Please return with
Lego-
glow in the dark powers.
Lego's actually really cool because they're very inclusive when they do stuff, right?
Mhm.
They do all kinds of really cool shit. Like there's one little minifig that comes with this. He's got a little telescope. He's a astronomer guy or whatever they call him. And little figure's got a prosthetic arm right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So, and I have the Lego Space Lab where one of the minifigures is in a wheelchair. And of course, I've got the Lego set Everyone is Awesome, which is the rainbow with all the trans and the 2S LGBTQIS communities all lined up with their different color minifigs
I have a
to fit the
question.
rainbow, which is pretty cool.
If they're in the space station, why do they need a wheelchair?
That's a good question.
I'm just saying they could have used that fit minifig on somebody who's
Well, there is
terrestrial.
gravity on the moon, right? So it's just
Oh, is
yeah.
it on the moon or is it at like ISS
Well, it's a
thing?
space. It's a space lab that would be on a planet wherever they.
Oh, it's on a planet. Okay. I was like, I'm like, bruh, like that didn't help.
They didn't.
Now
think
they have
this
to
one
just
out all the
drag
way.
now they got to just drag the chair with them through the open air. Like what?
He's
Just
just
leave the
strapped
chair.
to the chair.
Just leave the chair down there.
Sadie wants to see the rainbow Lego set.
Oh wait, what if you put magnets on the wheels of a wheelchair?
It
Then
might be
everybody could
buried
just
here.
get in a wheelchair.
I was gonna say, it looks like
And
there's
they
a
could-
big pile of Legos there.
Oh yeah, that's all Lego boxes. Like that's like it's a big pile of Lego boxes,
It just
and
keeps
there's more in
going.
the closet. Yeah, it just keeps going. But
You got to build the Lego
Wow.
shelves.
I know, I do. I did get some display cases, so you could do stuff like this, right? Where you get this is the Dungeons and Dragons series, and you can put them.
No,
all
I'm
in.
saying Lego should build a Lego set that makes a big shelving unit so that you can store the rest of like they should be a Lego made of Lego shelf is what I meant.
Does Lego Ollie come with little hot knives?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
But that set cost you $420.
I don't think they make Lego shelves, but you can buy like closed door glass shelves
Oh,
that
the
you can
cases.
display stuff on, right? So now I'm going to look into some
Put
of
some
those.
LEDs in there.
It's all about room.
Machine.
There's not a lot of room here, which is why you see it all piled up over in my corner there. So
We'll make space. You're about to have some political refugees coming up.
I know.
Y'all are about to get crowded up there in Canada. Scoot over, neighbor.
There's lots of room up here.
Yeah, y'all say that now. But you know what? There is no more space. Close up the southern border. They were right. No more Americans. Damn it.
Go back to where you came from.
We're yearning to be free.
Lego Ollie, weed sold separately. That's funny. All right. Well, so whenabouts do you think, now that you've been through college and you started all your doubts and stuff like that, was there any like one specific thing that really stands out to you that kind of made you go, fuck this, I'm an atheist now, kind of thing?
I really wish that I could point to like just one specific moment. It was like a culmination of all these experiences over the years. Like seeing the different inconsistencies in the Bible, having the experiences with my youth pastor. When I finished college and went to seminary, I had a class on the Old Testament. And
Oof.
yeah, let me tell you, you could get some good sleep in that class.
Especially when
like
they go to the big gats.
The golf tournament of classes.
Yeah, you just chapter after chapter of laws and names and so much fun.
800 and something different laws. It's 813 or 16 or some shit.
It's several hundred, yeah.
And they still eating bugs. They still eat shrimp.
But
talking about how holy they are.
Only certain bugs, though. Like there are certain bugs that are not allowed to eat. They can't eat shrimp.
Shrimps is bugs.
No
the only
lobsters.
Fish you can eat have to have scales, apparently.
Yep.
So no eels.
No eels, no catfish.
And I love eels.
No catfish.
Yep, no catfish.
Yeah, because they're bottom feeders too.
And they don't have scales.
And they don't have scales, yes.
What the?
Yeah.
How did this? How did Christian? How did the Southern Baptist tradition survive so long in the Black community? When you said you can't have catfish, man, miss me with that bullshit.
I mean, look,
it's raised on catfish.
If you look deeply into the Bible, it's amazing how many things are just kind of glossed over. Like, oh yeah, well, we don't really take that too seriously. That was more like a guideline, or like.
What the fuck are we supposed to do on fish fries every Friday? Eat fucking tilapia, fucking salmon? The hell?
Salmon's good. What are you talking about? I had salmon last night.
Can't fry no salmon with some spaghetti and a piece of white toast. That's the best meal you could ever have. And they talking about some no catfish.
Hey, look, catfish would be the reason to be an atheist. Just forget religion, eat catfish.
That goes against my human nature.
Sadie, if you jump into the after party with us, I will find a link to show you the Everyone is Awesome Lego set. Not the catfish.
Show the catfish.
What about lionfish? Oh, man.
Lionfish.
I don't know about that one. It is a Mediterranean fish, so
it is.
Maybe they ate it.
If I pull the lionfish out of the Mississippi, I'm not eating that motherfucker. I don't know where you came from, but you're going right back in that water.
The lionfish thing is kind of fucked up too, because I guess people were releasing lionfishes into the area around like Florida and stuff like that, which is where they were not from. And there's a group, there's two groups that go out and basically kill them all to get them.
They're hunting them.
Yeah, because they're destroying their areas. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida, so I remember seeing that all the time. Thank you. I don't live there now. I will never move there again.
You escape the Holy Spirit of what does Jen call it? Of a Florida man, which could possess any Floridian at any moment and
That's
make you
right.
do crazy Florida man things.
Oh, I mean, I could get on a whole other segue about. I know Florida man personally. One of my childhood friends became a Florida man.
It happens.
Oh, that's
I
reason
like
enough
that
to.
I just like that there's
What-
just like
what
like
the
a not benign
fuck?
spirit that's just floating around Florida and just takes somebody's body over and they become Florida man.
What the fucking what the capybaras aren't fucking fish? They're the biggest
Classified
rodent in the world is what they are. That's fucking what the
Classified.
that's just fucking weird.
Is that a real quote?
I'm
I don't
Googling
know.
it. I hope it is. I'd say go Pope. Keep up the good work. Tell me about the next fish you're gonna ban, the ostrich. Pope.
I play the capybara game on my phone. It's fun.
For hundreds of years, the Vatican has classed capybara as fish.
What? No.
So I guess they had to fix it. California labeled bees as fish last year. Look.
Oh, that one
Okay.
is true, actually.
Well, what is going on right now? People are eating bees.
Please no.
Stop eating the bees. We need them to pollinate the plants, please.
We
That
need them
you
for
can
honey.
eat.
The Vatican granted their request in 1784, and the rodent was given the status of fish, so they could eat it for Lent. I'm done. That's
Oh,
crazy. They see, they care about the rules. They'll just make the rules ridiculous so that they can do whatever they want. But it is logically consistent.
That is.
So tasty you'll lose your faith. The cat.
The catfish.
Hellbound says catfish was part of the old covenant. Jesus fixed that.
That's right. Jesus fixed everything. You can eat catfish and crawdads and all kinds of stuff.
Right. I
Sea
think
bugs.
he's trying to
If you
get.
really want to.
They're just trying to get rid of soul food. There's like no catfish.
I have eaten locusts. Well,
I
I've
have
eaten
too.
grasshoppers and crickets.
They're
I've eaten bugs on
surprisingly
accident.
not that bad.
They're pretty good.
If you're on
And
your
they
bike
have
going down there.
huge protein.
What about
you-
frog legs?
I've had
No.
frog legs.
Nah, dog. You can't eat
Oh, yours
frogs.
now.
It's Kermie.
They're okay. I'll take fucking
They taste like
chicken.
fish and chicken.
Yeah, it's like a weird
Ficken.
combo.
So they taste like capybara, is what we're saying.
Basically,
so- yeah. There you go.
I've eaten insects, but that was going down a hill on a bike with your mouth open, yelling.
So you
"Wee!"
inhaled it. You didn't even eat it.
Birds are tiny
Delicious.
dinosaurs. Yes, they
I'm pretty
are.
sure I ate a lightning bug like that.
Hey, chicken is a
Oh,
dinosaur.
yummy.
Yes,
Yep.
the best dinosaur.
And then we make them into dinosaur nuggets.
Which is so
Yeah.
fucked up if you think about it. Or if you
Remember
like
what
take
you
a
used to be.
or if you like have like a chicken drumstick or something, and then like you put it in the egg wash, and it's like I have to just drench the mom's body parts in the kids but it's like this is fucked. This is fucked. This
Something
is
really weird about
this
this.
is some Inception bullshit. Like, what am I doing? I got coated chicken right now that I'm about to wrap in some grass seeds and then drop
Chicken
into
coated
something.
with chicken embryos.
Yeah. What am I doing?
There you go.
The unborn.
Yes. Well, we are closing in on the top of the hour, so
Your turn, Neil.
I kind of want to know, like, well, aside from that question, Mikey, I kind of want to know when did you sort of start calling yourself an atheist?
This was probably, I would say I was about 23, 24, like a year or so after college. About a year into seminary. I dropped out of seminary after managing 2 semesters. I just couldn't take it anymore. I went through a brief period of agnosticism, and I was like, you know what? It's not really strong enough.
Nobody
And
knows.
yeah, nobody can know what we really. And I was like, no, I know, I don't believe it. So I'm an atheist. So it's been probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
But
Any regrets?
I regret more what I did as a Christian than anything I could do as an atheist.
That's big of you. That's a good answer.
Because you know, like I mentioned, I was involved in child evangelism fellowship. Like there are times, because I'm writing a book in my free time, kind of going over my deconversion,
Very cool.
and
Nice.
it's led to a lot of self-reflection on the times that I was religious, and the
I bet.
guilt that sometimes comes up of, you know, going up to kids, you know, the age that they preferred to go after was, you know, like 7 to 12 years old, and going up to them and being like, you know, if you don't believe in God, you're going to hell. You're going to burn forever. You know, not quite that bluntly, but essentially.
Right.
And just the guilt of being like, wow, I might have fucked some kids up, you know.
Oh, phew. I'm sure.
Just-
I'm glad you put the word up after.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
No, look, if I was still
I had my
religious,
finger
that
on the
might
dump
actually
had my finger on the
Right,
dump button, Neil. I was ready to drop the whole stream. I was about to nuke this thing.
No,
Did he just
but
fucking say what I think he said? Nuke.
no, I'm not Catholic, I swear.
Anyway, sorry. I always have a red flag on the go. Just in case.
But yeah, just like the biggest regret would just be, you know, almost coercing kids into believing if they did actually believe. Like, kind of sometimes I wonder where they are now.
They're gonna go to hell. Like, seriously.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder where some of them are now. Which is kind of the motivation for trying to be more outspoken about atheism. Like, you know, being on here with you guys or writing my book. You know, I want to try to rectify, if that makes sense, rectify some of the things I did as a religious person.
Good for you, man. I
Yeah.
think that's a good ambition to have. Try and but you got to, you know, remember one thing. You were convinced of something at one point, and it's not your fault that you were convinced of it. You were just raised in it that way. So,
Oh, yeah.
What you did, you thought you were doing good, and that's all fine. But I mean, don't harsh out on yourself too much because of that, because you were doing what you thought was the better thing to do for these kids. So now you know otherwise. So I think
Exactly.
the plan you're on now, I think is great. So there you go.
Yeah, it's one
I
thing to
appreciate
like literally follow in the footsteps that everyone's kind of like that trail that everyone's literally making the easiest trail possible for you. And you're like, oh, I'll just take this easy way. And it's like, ooh,
AR just came up with the best word ever.
nailed it.
Evangelist.
Yes.
that.
It's fucking great.
You know, you get a yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That one.
Sorry.
But it's real easy to be like, well, I did all this. It's like, no, you were literally following what you thought was the way to save people's lives. And I think a lot of people's like, oh, I'm trying to save people's souls, and then you realize
we don't even have fucking souls. What am I doing?
like that guy's cheating on his wife. They're like, you guys don't actually think this is. I'm the only one that thinks this is real. God damn it!
I've been tricked.
I've been tricked. I'm out here trying to save a soul.
That's kind of how it feels too. I mean, when you go through
They
that
had.
deconversion, yeah, it's like, wow, I feel kind of stupid for, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid so much.
Yeah.
It's like, how in the
Well-
world did I believe this?
I thought everybody drank Kool-Aid.
Even after just chatting with you for a little bit, Jeremy, I don't think you're stupid. You
I
were
appreciate that.
gullible and you fell into a belief system like many of us did. I'm not going to say I was fully convinced at any time, but there was times I wanted to be. But anyway, so yeah, it has nothing to do with intelligence or lack of intelligence. It has everything to do with external influences in your life and systems that you're raised in. So
And people
you were able
abusing
to
trust.
overcome them, which in my mind makes you intelligent.
Yeah.
I
Fight
appreciate
power.
And AR says we can all be fooled, and that's correct.
Ha! You guys thought I was actually here. I'm not here. I'm just an illusion. I am here.
You mean a delusion?
Yes. Is that the same thing?
That's something along those
You're
lines.
saying
Mikey's
it
not
like they're
actually here.
You're saying it like they're different words.
All right, Mikey, I'll let you ask the final question.
Aha. If you could go back
Aha.
in time and talk to a previous believer what advice would you give them?
Oh.
Run!
Yeah.
Plug your ears.
I would probably be like, hey, look into these things much sooner than you were planning on. Try to get to myself before I ended up going too far down the trail, because I think that made it a longer, more difficult process. And who knows? I mean, it very well could have been the same either way, regardless. So I was very steeped in it growing up in that little bubble. So
Sure.
it could have just been inevitably difficult regardless.
Kind of bleeding into that like sunken cost fallacy. It's like, well, I'm 10 years in now.
Right.
I'll give it another 5, maybe. Hate to
Things
waste those
turn
10.
around.
I'll go 3 at half speed. Okay.
Just keep trying. Something's gonna click.
Over. Uh-oh.
What the hell was
Whoa.
that? Sorry. No, I accidentally hit a wrong button. Sorry, guys.
We're about to get
I saw
started.
the number 29 pop up. I was like, whoa, you're predicting my age.
That was my PIN number.
Oh, shit. Really? Hang on.
It's just 29. It's very hard to type in.
What if it was 29 29s?
Ooh.
Let me get my calculator out.
The longest password ever.
841. Not that big.
There you go.
Oh,
That can't be right.
841
That's
characters?
disappointing. Are you sure?
That can't be right.
Something weird there, I think. All right. Well, I think what we're going to do now is, first of all, we're going to thank you, Jeremy, for coming on here and sharing your story with us. We very much
thank you.
appreciate it. And hopefully it helps somebody somewhere, which is why we do this, because there's a lot of people out there that are probably questioning and having doubts and want to hear stories of how people dealt with that. So,
yeah.
Every
story helps.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for joining Mikey and me today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. And everyone in the chat, thank you for hanging out and having some fun with us. There's going to be more fun. If you look in the description box below, there's 2 things you'll find. Actually, there's more than 2 things. First and foremost, you will find a link to Jeremy's Facebook. If you want to reach out, you can do so. Also, you'll find a link to the next show, which is the after party, where a bunch of us will be getting together and having some more fun. So if you'd like to be involved in that after party, you know the ways to get a hold of us.
$100.
It's now we charge $100
At the door.
Hit my PayPal me link in the description box below. No,
Gold
there are
bar.
ways to if you enjoy the show, there are ways to help support us. I no longer have a Patreon because they went to be like an Apple app thing, and I really don't want to deal with that. So there is a you can become a member of the show, which is great. It really helps us out. Or you can do just a one-time donation if you want at the PayPal me that is listed in the link below or in the description box below. Or you can help satisfy my Lego cravings by a gift or something.
Feed my cravings.
And if you don't, then I will send out the boogeyman to get you. So,
No. Okay.
just
Unless he's smaller than I thought, but I was initially scared.
you could just step on him. All right.
That's his
So
that's
thanks,
his that's
everyone.
his that's his KO move, Neil. He hides in the dark and then you step on him and he crushes your foot and it just hurts.
Yeah,
That's what the Boogie Lego Man does.
all the way on the high end of the pain scale.
He just hides in the darkness.
All right, everyone. Thanks to all our wonderful members for supporting the show. There are ways to do that listed below. We'll have barbecue capybara, yes, because it's Fish Sunday, Saturday. I don't know what the fuck day.
Because it's
It is-
not because
It
it's
is
not
the Sabbath
fish
in some
anymore.
cultures.
That's true.
Yes,
In
seventh
my
day
old culture,
Adventist.
would be the Sabbath today.
So weird.
'Cause I was raised as a Jew, so there you go.
Oh, I
Until
feel
then, guys,
sorry.
like I
First day of
always
the
say,
weekend, Sunday or Monday.
hey, Jesus was a Jew, wasn't
Yes.
he? Until he
know
became a
anymore.
traitor. No, I'm just kidding. Until then, guys, like I always say at the end of the interview part of the
Can't pin
show-
that on Jesus. Can't nail that on him.
Too
Ooh,
late.
Took 3 nails. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. Until then,
Just
guys, like I always say at
crucifying
the
the
end of
guy.
the interview, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Farewell.